I think I've made it pretty obvious on this channel so far, I'm a very big fan of sludge metal, doom metal, and stoner doom metal. And that is no different than the band we're discussing today, who was mentioned quite a lot in my I Hate God video comment section, saying they deserve the title of the most depressing band of all time. So today, we will be diving into the rabbit hole of Grief. A band filled with feelings of loss, loneliness, and drug abuse, and a band with a sound described by the band as, like explosions, really slow, fucking funeral dirge music with the singer who sounds like he just got his arms cut off. Ladies and gentlemen, I formally introduce you to the darkest sludge metal band of all time, Grief. Hey guys, just wanted to say quickly, if you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I know it's really gay to say that, but it does really help me and it shows me that you guys like the videos. Compared to our last time I did this, we've grown quite a bit. Which, you know, is probably my sign to probably keep doing it, but, you know, I'm pretty easily distracted, so Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Grief was formed in early 1991 by two people, Terry Savastano and Randy Odierno, the guitarist and drummer of the crust-punk/grindcore band Disrupt, which also needs its own video at some point, technically making Grief a side project band for when Disrupt and Grief were active at the same time. Grief was formed by the two due to them wanting to make a new style of music separated from the politically charged grindcore/hardcore/crust-punk that Disrupt is known for. The early rehearsal spaces for Grief were filled with alcohol and weed, which you can definitely hear in their earlier music. Their progress for making music often involved getting as high and as drunk as possible before picking up their instruments and seeing what they could come up with. When first coming up with the band and trying to find members, the band originally struggled with finding musicians that could fit the band's misanthropic and hateful themes, with Terry Savastano saying in a 1997 interview, "In the beginning, it was kind of hard. I had Grief in mind for a long time. Years. And then I finally met the guys in Disrupt and they had similar interests and we gave it a shot." In 1992, with the lineup of Jerry Hayward on vocals, Randy Odierno switching from drums to bass, Pete Donovan on drums, and Terry Savastano and Jay Styles on guitar, Grief would release their first ever project with the EP Depression. Coming in at 13 minutes and 31 seconds, Depression is an absolute skullfuck of a listen. Raw, rough, slow, and sorrowful, Depression beats the shit out of you without letting go for the entire runtime, with the 5 songs Depression coming in at 4 minutes and 12 seconds, Virus coming in at 2 minutes and 47 seconds, Thorazine, an instrumental coming in at 25 seconds long, Flesh Press coming in at 3 minutes and 31 seconds long, and The Drone coming in at 2 minutes and 42 seconds long. And it is an absolute masterclass of sludge and doom metal. I think it's also important to mention how different and unique Grief is from any other band in the sludge or doom metal scene. They're slow and Sabbath-esque, yes, but there's also this layer of genuine hate, sadness, and anger being poured into every song, especially with Jeff's vocals, which are without a doubt some of the most unique vocals I've ever heard in doom metal. Instead of going the traditional route with doom and sludge, which is either clean singing, harsh screech-style vocals, or both, Jeff went in with the deep, raspy growl vocals that are more related to a death metal vocalist than a sludge metal vocalist, and I fucking love it. The lyrics of Grief are another topic I'd like to discuss, being focused heavily on more personal, self-loathing type lyrics, filled with talks of substance abuse, depression, suicide, loneliness, and more disturbing and uncomfortable topics. All of these ideas together make Grief, and are what gives them such a unique sound in my eyes. After the release of Depression, Grief would begin working on another EP that would come later on with one of Grief's most landmark releases, with that being the cult classic Dismal. Coming in at 21 minutes and 40 seconds, and technically being considered Grief's debut album, Dismal is another landmark release in sludge metal history, featuring 4 songs, Rhinoceros coming in at 7 minutes and 24 seconds long, Isolation coming in at 3 minutes and 51 seconds long, Coma coming in at a whopping 9 minutes and 16 seconds long, and Coma coming in at 1 minute and 9 seconds long. Something you may notice with Grief, especially moving forward, is the length of some songs that gradually gets longer and longer over time, with Grief songs ranging from as little as 21 seconds to over 10-minute long songs. After the release of Dismal, Grief would start a pretty well-known factor about them, that being their split EPs and demos with other bands. Specifically, they started off with quite a very big bang when they released a split with another famous crosspunk / sludge metal band, Dystopia. I'm not going to cover this release or any of the splits that Grief released, as Dystopia is going to get its own video at a point, and I just do not want to touch that band right now because of the absolutely degenerate fanbase that they now tragically have. Just joking, they're probably being covered next. But anyways, with the release of a remake of Dismal, making an official album, and featuring all the previously mentioned material, and another split release with the sludge metal band 13 signing to the label Century Media, the label I Hate God is signed to, and losing both their drummer and second guitarist, being replaced by Jerry taking over both guitars and vocals, and Rick Johnson replacing Pete Donovan on drums. Grief would release what many consider to be their magnum opus, a masterclass of suffering and violence, with the release of Come to Grief, aka the best non-New Orleans sludge metal album of all time. I don't think there is much I could even say about how good this album is. It is pure hatred and loneliness put into a music form, and it is fucking magnificent, and besides all the New Orleans stuff, Come to Grief is easily my favorite out of all of them. And probably the one I listen to the most out of everything. Coming in at a whopping 54 minutes and 32 seconds with 8 songs, those being Earthworm, coming in at 9 minutes and 50 seconds, Hate Grows Stronger, coming in at 8 minutes and 23 seconds, World of Hurt, coming in at 5 minutes and 3 seconds, I Hate You, coming in at 6 minutes and 10 seconds, Ruined, coming in at 4 minutes and 26 seconds, Fed Up, coming in at 6 minutes and 29 seconds, Stricken, coming in at 6 minutes exactly, and Come to Grief, coming in at 8 minutes and 11 seconds long. Come to Grief is a masterpiece, and a must listen if you consider yourself a sludge connoisseur. After the release of Come to Grief, the band started to make somewhat of a name for themselves in the sludge metal scene. They began to release splits with some of the biggest bands known in sludge metal, such as Soylent Green, 16, and Corrupted, just to name a few of the bands Grief had done a split release with. We're going to do a skip over these releases, as most of them only contain 2 to 5 songs each, and just move straight into Grief's sophomore album, Miserably Ever After, which was released by the label Theologian Records, due to Century Media kicking the band off their label. Talking about getting kicked off Century Media, in the same 1997 interview, Terry Savastano said, "They dropped us. They let us go. It actually worked out good because I didn't want to work with them anymore. It was really bad. I'm a musician. I just want to play my guitar and sing. Dealing with labels and people that have control on what I do, I don't dig at all. With Pessimizer, the label after Theologian Records, it's just give them a call, and Chris Elder does whatever we want, or we do whatever he wants. He's a friend. It works out much better." Coming in at 57 minutes and 20 seconds with the 8 songs, One of Those Days, which is 3 minutes and 22 seconds long, Low Life, which is 7 minutes and 24 seconds, Nuisance, which is 5 minutes and 54 seconds long, Angry Man, a St. Vitus cover, Miserably Ever After, which comes in at 9 minutes and 23 seconds, Straight Edge Closed Mind, a song that features lyrics disavowing of the straight edge lifestyle that comes in at 6 minutes and 20 seconds, Why Should You Care, coming in at 6 minutes and 38 seconds, I Hate the Human Race, coming in at 2 minutes and 31 seconds, and Trust, coming in at 10 minutes and 55 seconds. Miserably Ever After is another landmark release for sludge metal as a whole, and is absolutely filled in Grief's signature misanthropic death-filled sludge, with an extra kick of brutality thrown in as well. Before we move on to Grief's last 2 albums, I'd like to discuss the lyrical themes on this album, which instead of focusing entirely on the normal Grief themes of loss, suffering, and drug abuse, this album talks more about scene issues and personal gripes the band had at a time, sort of separating them from the more depressing sound and moving to a more anger-fueled and hateful sound. When discussing the band's change, and specifically their anti-straight edge lyrics on Straight Edge Closed Mind and Why Should You Care, Terry Savastano said, "We've just taken so much shit from people. People will pretty much do whatever the hell they want. I don't care. But I hate people that preach. These militant straight edge kids can just fucking stick it up their ass. When they stop preaching to me and telling me what to do, then I'm gonna write a song about it. If you're straight, that's cool. Live your own life. Make your own rules. We've actually met people like, oh, you're a fucking loser. What are you doing smoking that shit? Fuck off. I'm not PC or a veggie. I'd love to take drugs until the day I die. It doesn't really matter. It's just music. If people are going to take it really seriously, then they definitely haven't got it. Everything is so negative because it just comes right out in the music. And a little bit of it is tongue-in-cheek. Moving past Miserably Ever After, we move on to Grief's penultimate album, the aptly named Torso. Coming in at a whopping hour and 3 minutes and 19 seconds and featuring only 7 songs, you know these songs are going to be long as fuck, with the opening 7-minute and 26-second long instrumental song, I Hate Lucy, followed up by Polluted, coming in at 9 minutes and 3 seconds, Amorphous, coming in at a whopping 12 minutes and 4 seconds, Life Can Be, coming in at 8 minutes and 22 seconds, To Serve and Neglect, coming in at 10 minutes and 28 seconds, Beyond Waste, coming in at 7 minutes and 43 seconds, and Tar, coming in at 8 minutes and 13 seconds. Torso is a close second in terms of discography, only being beaten out by their impeccable first album. But in terms of length, Torso immediately wins, and I highly recommend everyone to listen to it if you haven't already. After the release of Torso in 1998, Grief would release one final album as a band, the fan favourite finale to Grief, and Man Will Become the Hunted in 2000. Clocking in at 50 minutes and 18 seconds, And Man Will Become the Hunted is a riff-fueled, depressive masterpiece like the rest of Grief's catalogue, and features some of Grief's most recognisable songs, with the 8 songs Predator, coming in at 6 minutes and 29 seconds, I Won't Come Back, coming in at 5 minutes and 26 seconds, Predator, coming in at 6 minutes and 29 seconds, I Won't Come Back, coming in at 5 minutes and 26 seconds, If the World Was Flat, coming in at 6 minutes and 16 seconds, Ostrich, coming in at 4 minutes and 12 seconds, Hurricane Jello, which is 7 minutes and 35 seconds, Down in the Dumps Again, coming in at 3 minutes and 41 seconds, No Escape, coming in at 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and ending with When Rotten Ideas Break Free, a song with a length of 12 minutes and 26 seconds. And with that, we run to the end of Grief's original lifespan as a band, as in 2001, Grief would officially disband, stating that drummer issues and a hostile environment for doom metal were the main reason for their disbandment. Grief would reunite from 2006 to 2008 to play a few live shows, but would disband once again, with the only way to hear any Grief songs live would be to listen to Terry Savastano's new tribute band, Come to Grief, which has already started releasing new music and is absolutely incredible, and I heavily recommend everyone check out Come to Grief if you haven't already. So, what is Grief's lasting impact as a band? Well, if you ask me, their unique mix of sludge, doom, and death metal mixed with Black Sabbath and Melvins-inspired riffs is 100% their biggest impact on metal as a whole, with a lot more sludge and doom bands now like Ghostsmoker, Thou, and Cough clearly taking heavy inspiration from the vocal style Jeff used for Grief. Plus, their very unique take on how sludge could sound, making it slower, doomier, and heavier than any other band had or ever will, in my opinion. Their lyrics are another vocal point to what makes Grief unique. As I've said numerous times, Grief's lyrics went in a less nonsensical, disturbing way, and more in a I'm witnessing a man have a therapy session and vent every single horrible thought that he's ever had into my ear. And fuck me, is that a dark thing to hear, and is one of the many reasons that makes Grief, in my opinion, the darkest sludge metal band of all time. Thank you for watching.